going to present to you about living in city and living in rural areas. In my opinion, I prefer living in rural areas. And first, people living in rural areas benefit from a reduced cost of living. First, food in rural areas is cheaper than in cities because if we living in a big city has a high cost of living, things or products are more expensive than rural areas. The second, there are a lot more healthy food in rural areas than in cities because first, there are very good sources of organic food, plants and animals.
Plants and animals are growing in nature. While
living in the city, there are many foods that are not healthy, such as junk food. Next, people living in rural areas don't usually have much stress because they are living with nature and in good environment.
In a good environment. Very good.
People in rural areas are connected with nature. If we see living in a city is comfortable, convenient, but there is a lot of air pollution. There are many traffic jams. And that's why the people living in a big city have a short lifespan. Lastly, living in rural areas, we can be sure there are safety, less crime than in city. On the other hand, living in city, there are higher crime rates than in rural areas. Right? And nowadays, we always see news about crimes, accidents. There are much stress, crowded and noise.
Crowded people.
There are much stress and crowded people. And noise. Okay, that's all for my presentation on comparison between living in city and living in rural areas. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, we have